isn't so much written as it is engineered. And what do we mean by that? Here's the critical three that Ozana was saying. What do we do? Okay. The first thing is you have to determine your primary objective for you for this book. Well, what does that mean? I'll get to that in a second. Determine your primary objective. Okay. You analyze your target market, and TPOP means target population. Okay. That's step two. And step three, you analyze their needs, desires, and problems. We call that the NDP. So let's give you a physical example of how this works. Okay, these three steps. So I'll cover each in depth. Okay, what do you want the book to do for you? So if you're in a situation where you're in an industry and you've got all kinds of competitors, maybe you want the book to have put it head and shoulders above. You're the go-to guy. See, a book puts you head and shoulders above your competition, and it gives you almost an unfair advantage. But you have to decide what do you want it to do for you. Oh, I want to change people's lives. That's nice, but that's not what it does for you. So the first step is to concentrate on you. What do you want the book to do for you? This guy comes to Jerry and he says, I want to write a book of poetry. And he says, what are you doing? He says, poetry. And he says, don't make fun of me. And he said, I'm not making fun of you. And he shoves the book in Jerry's face and he goes, these poems are good. He said, these poems are going to teach my boys so they don't have to, grow up and be bad boys. And Jerry says, I get it. And he says, I'm reading you one of these poems. And Jerry's, okay, you can read a poem. Go. And Jerry actually had tears in his eyes because he has three boys. And he said, well, what's your primary objective? He says, I want publicity. And he said, look, sir, I promised you to tell you the truth. You are never going to get publicity with a book of poetry. You're just not. And he said, well, what should I do? And he said, well, you've got to do this. You've got to figure out, it's great. What's your primary objective? Publicity. Now you go to what do they want? They want their problem solved. They want to make sure that their kids don't grow up and be bad and everything like that. So he decided, with some marketing help, he decided to write this book. How to make sure your boys don't end up like Michael Jackson. Now, I know that's controversial, but what ended up happening, that title got him so much media publicity that what he ended up happening is we all love Michael Jackson. We all do the dance, and we all love Thriller, and we all love to moonwalk. But we all feel bad that Michael ended up like he ended up. And what if we wanted to do that? So some of you go, I could never do that. Then don't do it. But wouldn't you like to make sure your kids don't grow up that way? Oh, right. So now you also have to decide between your passion book and your profit book. Okay, a passion book is nice, but a profit book is nicer because you're making money. And the reason you're making money is you're helping other people solve their problems.